in this video I'm going to be talking about what happened in our second week of rehearsals and sort of what we did and how I sort of felt and what I really need to work on, so for my singing and dancing. So we actually didn't start until, we didn't have a rehearsal until Tuesday, which was a singing rehearsal with our professional composer Elfin, and what he did was work on our sort of the Fairies Lullaby, which was really nice because he brought in the music that he had made to go in the background and stuff, and also we sort of, as we came in, we sort of learned about different types of Indian music, so what they are and how they don't actually use piano because it's such a harsh sound, and it's not such a sort of flowing instrument. So what we were using percussion and different types of, so drums, the chime, all sorts of different things just to make the lullaby sound better, and also mainly the entrance of Oberon and Titania. So for this we were singing, but also for Oberon we were using harsher sounds and sort of deeper sounds. For when Titania comes in, it was sort of a lot softer and sort of quieter and nicer and sort of more flowing, as she is the queen of the fairies. And we worked on that for the rest of the day, which was quite handy because we could really sort of understand and work on the different tones and pitches for the lullaby, but also he could sort of hear what we had got as well and what his interpretation was for it as well. And then on Wednesday we carried on with the forest scene, and we started to, instead of sort of just playing around, we started to set different moves, and we actually had Demetrius and Helena in this rehearsal as well, so we could see how they would come through and how we would move for when Demetrius comes in, and how Helena comes out. We move out so she can have an easy path, because our aim was really to stop Demetrius and make it as hard as him as possible, but also to help Helena and make it as easy as possible as we could. And this was it was really nice to sort of have that first couple of lessons of really just playing around, seeing what we could do with the poles and stuff. But now it was a lot more setting stuff, so it was quite hard because it needed to be sort of flowing stuff, but it didn't look right because it was our first time and we didn't really know exactly what we were doing. So we carried on doing this until we got into the afternoon. So with Nige we started to do Unit 7, which is Titania and Oberon's entrance. So we started to really look at how we can really make it work with them moving and everyone moving around, with them saying the lines and stuff. And this is the first time that we had practiced in Emmanuel Hall, so from going from CCI to Emmanuel Hall, doing that space, it was really nice actually, because we had so much space and time to do whatever we wanted, but also we were able to sort of be larger and bigger with our movement, because we weren't worrying about sort of the space of how far we can go and how small we had to go. so it was nice, but at the same time it was quite difficult because we weren't used to doing such big gestures. Sometimes we did hit other people, so that was quite hard. But after a couple of run throughs, it did get a lot better and a lot smoother. But I think really now what I need to work on is just polishing the sort of moves up that we have, instead of sort of just, so I know where we need to travel and what the main sort of objective is. It's just sort of now just getting on to the little details on where my head goes and how I become more sort of fairy-like, instead of just being a dancer, more sort of that unnaturalistic fairy. And then on Thursday we had a entire company, which was really nice because we started to look at our singing. So in the first act and in the second act, how we started to sing, and this was really nice to sort of get everyone into the space and seeing how what we can do and what different things we were able to do. And then on Friday we started to look at the fairies in Unit 13 with Lysander and Hermia, which was where Lysander leads on Hermia but gets lost in the forest. And this was really nice because it was sort of, the forest is the fairies sort of place. It's their home, so they don't want other people in their home, so they get lost. And we had the sense of that I was the one who was making them be lost, so I was the one who was leading them on to become lost in the forest, and the fairies would just sort of take the phone, move the pillows, and sort of just basically be a nuisance, which was really fun to play with. The fact that we were just sort of almost having fun, like we were with Demetrius and Hermia or Helena when they come in the forest. Demetrius, we block him to make it hard for him and have fun, but when Helena comes along, we decide that we want her to be able to have it, so we become a lot easier for her to do. But mainly for this one, it was sort of that sort of pulling and messing everything up, which was really fun. And it was really nice to play with the fact that we were very much fairies. But I think what I need to practice on now again is just sort of learning the actual pathway where I go and exactly what moves I do. So when I come across and start pulling them, I do a turn and then come down instead of just improvising it.